Activity, America's longest mountain coaster. It's a mountain coaster? Look at this.
Whoa.
It's in Lake Placid, New York. The Cliffside Mountain Coaster on Mount Van Hoevenberg. It's officially hit the track. Built with over $6 million in state funding. The coaster will operate year-round and is the longest one of its kind in the country. Even cooler, it runs alongside the original 1932 and 1980, I think, Olympic bobsled courses.
Oh, that's fun.
The coaster was constructed in about a year, giving riders a chance to learn about the former bobsled course. When you're going up, there's audio that plays in the coaster, so it'll tell you, the history. It's voiced by John Morgan, by the way. John Morgan is the guy who did the voiceover for the movie Cool Runnings.
Oh.
So, I mean, it all comes together while you're going up there.
It looks
you
like
got
it's
the
more
voice.
of a controlled situation than a typical bobsled, which
Right.
you think could really go wrong quite quickly,
I
right?
hope it is. I mean, because
it looks like there was
they're not just going to put people in a capsule and let gravity take over. I hope. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
but
we lost Johnny. We'll be back.
It looks fun, though.
Yeah, it does look. The colors were gorgeous.
Yeah.
Lake Placid, what a pretty
I
place.
just want to go visit and check that out. All right, more stories trending in your morning buzz right now.
There's a unique way to experience fall foliage. I hate that word. In West Michigan this season, I can never say it right.
Foliage.
Foliage. I can't say it. My Flight Aviation is My Flight Aviation is offering helicopter tours in Allegan and Sparta. It's the last weekend for tours in Allegan, but there are plenty of opportunities to tour downtown Grand Rapids. Prices range from $40 to $80. To book a flight, you can go to their website, miflightaviation.com.
That's not much at all.
That's not at all.
I expected it to be
Speaking
more.
of downtown, Todd, when we were down there this weekend, so many people are renting the scooters.
Are they really?
That scooter thing is a huge hit, all age ranges.
Everybody's doing it.
They love it.
All right, I'll have to check that out. And between $40 and $80 for a helicopter ride to see those colors, I thought it would be a higher price. I might look into that. That'd be fun. But take my Dramamine first.
Yeah.
Hey, if you've driven by the Grand Rapids Public Museum recently, you may have spotted a pair of red glasses in their window. See, there they are, right there. It's part of the museum's partnership with the Red Glasses Movement. That is a nonprofit that was started in honor of her, 5-year-old Audrey Jandernoa, who passed away in January of 2018. She's remembered for her loving spirit, her kindness, her courage, and her bright red glasses. GRPM is designing, the Public Museum, a scavenger hunt to celebrate their new Lego exhibition that's coming on November 7th. All you have to do is find red glasses on a variety of artifacts scattered across the museum. You want to learn more? GRPM.org.
What a fabulous honor. Hey, Opera Grand Rapids is bringing live theater to Fifth Third Ballpark. Take Me Out to the Opera is Friday, October 23rd. They'll be using the Jumbotron at Fifth Third, performing Mozart's comedy Costi fan tutte. Opera Grand Rapids is offering discounts for students and frontline workers at Metro Health. This is one of several events celebrating their second annual Opera Week, which runs October 19th through the 25th.
I went to told you about the Broadway at the ballpark
Yes, you
event.
said that was fantastic.
You know, I forgot to tell you, during that event, and hopefully at the opera event they'll do this too, they did a 7th inning stretch. Where they get you up and you do your stretches, and then they sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and then they do the show. That's your intermission.
But when you go this time, if you sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," you have to do it in a very operatic voice.
Yeah, I can't hit those notes. All right. Hey, Apple, if you saw all over the internet, they've released their newest iPhone, and there it is. Well, it looks similar, but it's the fastest one yet. I think the big thing here is blue. Everyone's loving the blue. So this iPhone 12 comes with 5G technology, but what you won't see any power adapter. You won't see headphones jacks, none of that. It's all going Bluetooth evidently, or wireless. The move is designed to help the environment by reducing carbon emissions. 4 iPhone models available in 4 stainless steel finishes: graphite, silver, gold, and that Pacific blue. Prices range from $700 to $1,100. Pre-orders start this Friday? Oh my goodness, this week.
Next week.
Well, okay, availability begins October 23rd.
Yeah.
Wow. But there's so many people who they have to have it.
Cost? Any guess on the cost?
The what?
What are we guessing on a cost?
$700 to $1,100.
$700 to $1,100. Okay, you said that.
Yep.
Well, and I love that every time you get one of those, now you have to get different accessories now because nothing really seems to work. Hey, it might just be a random Wednesday in October, but it's the day to treat yourself. That's because it's National Dessert Day. People around the country will be indulging with you. Everything from ice cream, cookies, and cake to pies and candy. You could even start your day the dessert way with a donut or 2, hankering for some tiramisu or creme brulee. Maybe Reese's are your thing. Clearly, you've got a lot of options, more now than ever before if you think about it. Over the years, desserts have changed from natural candies and nuts to complex soufflés and multi-layered cakes. Carpe diem, or seize a day and seize something sweet. So if you had desserts, any kind of dessert in front of you, what are the top 2 you would go for?
Well, I do love a good creme brulee.
Okay.
I mean, you mentioned that,
Yeah.
and that made me think of that with like fresh fruit on the top. I mean, a really well done creme brulee.
Yeah.
I'd go for that. Bowl of ice cream's not gonna hurt either. You know, me and ice cream.
I'm carrot cake and cheesecake.
You're a cheesecake girl?
Oh, and that carrot cake with that frosting.
Today's the Cheesecake Factory visit, maybe?
I was just over there yesterday.
Hey, you're gonna need some money, and for that you're gonna need a plan.
Absolutely. So a recent survey, though, showed that most Americans, well, they don't. And the recent pandemic did force many to take a hard look at their finances.
Yeah, that plan is something you gotta take a hard look at it. And sometimes that brings up more questions than answers. Well, the pros at Arbor Financial Credit Union can help with making or upgrading your financial futures plans. Take a listen. As part of the Rebound West Michigan, Fox 17 has partnered with Arbor Financial Credit Union, and there's kind of a silver lining with this pandemic. People have taken a harder look at their finances, and with interest rates on mortgages and auto loans at all-time lows, now might be a good time to talk to one of their experts. Let's check with Ben for more information.
Yeah, the silver lining of the whole pandemic has been that people are managing their finances a lot better, and they're taking deeper looks at it, and they're making good decisions. But when we look at certain things, so think about this, right? We go to the dentist twice a year. We get our car oil changed every 3,000 miles, or we should. There was a recent Gallup survey that said less than 30% of Americans actually have a financial plan. Well, how are you going to make good decisions if you don't have a plan? Furthermore, that same poll, average Americans are paying $1,200 a year in unnecessary fees or charges that they necessarily don't have to pay. They're just, their finances are on autopilot, or they're just not making these good decisions with that. Yeah. Schedule an appointment with your financial institution, bank, credit union. Talk to somebody. If you don't have a relationship, now is the time to start it, because again, when you have an oil change, you go to a professional, right? Going back to that same thing, but there's a lot of people that just choose not to do with their finances, where they're living on the day-to-day and they don't know where they're heading. And that's not good when you think about retirement or even long term. Once a year is a good start. Obviously, people are gonna have different situations, different money roll in different directions, whether they have kids, spouse, stuff like that. So it might be more, but it's definitely a good start. It allows you to see the big picture. And then also, you can't forget your monthly budget, right? A lot of people will say, oh, I went and saw the dentist, right? You don't stop flossing and brushing, but you keep going. So the same thing, so when you see a professional, that's just to make sure that everything you're doing is on track, big picture, but you should still be managing your budget monthly and still having that. And nowadays, it makes it so much easier. I don't want to say back in the day, but 10 years ago, this financial technology didn't exist, where you can literally plug in your expense categories, budgets. You can get text alerts, emails, whatever your notification, SMS, to actually let you know you're either close or over this budget. So it literally cannot get easier. It just comes down to you making a choice of where you want to go, right? What do you want to do 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What does it look like? A lot of times people come in, let's say they're 10 years out from retirement, and they're like, I want to have a condo in Florida. Well, you're too late. And it's sad news, but there's real math to it, and obviously the better that you keep it on top of mind, like Todd, like what they say best is to be fluent in something is 20 minutes a day, right? If you want to learn a language, talking about it for 20 minutes a day is going to help you be more fluent. We don't want people to be financially literate. Financial fluency is definitely the way to do it. Now, again, all the stuff that we've talked about over these last few months is definitely still at arborfcu.org. If you are a current person that doesn't have a banking relationship, or your bank or credit union doesn't want to help you out, come to Arbor. You can go to arborfcu.org. You can set up an appointment for free, come in and talk to us, and we'd love to work with you. So the first thing to look at is the basic stuff. Are you getting charged fees on your checking account? Are you getting charged fees to use the ATM? Are you getting charged interchange fees? Are you getting charged too much money from depositing too much money on your business account? Believe it or not, those are real fees that people take on. And the next step is to look at your loans, right? If you have over a 2.5% car note, it's time to look. If your mortgage rate's over 3.5, it's time to look. If you have a recreational vehicle and it's over 4.5%, it's time to look, because the rates are so low that you, the consumer or the member, are making out. And then you literally don't have to waste that $1,200 a year that people on average do, from making bad decisions. Besides even banking, think about insurance reform, right? A lot of people didn't realize that I think it was beginning of March, there's been a lot of changes. If your insurance agent hasn't called you up to cut your rate essentially in half, it's time to find a new place to go to, right? Because you're literally paying double the amount of insurance and premiums that you have to for the same amount of coverage. I personally, my insurance guy called me up when it switched, and I saved $165 a month. Right off the top, same insurance coverage. And so that's another thing to be considering, is looking at these other things that are not just financially related. You know, they are money coming out of your pocket, but there's other avenues. I mean, like, think about even like standard HSA savings rates. They're better nowadays than they have been. If you're sitting in an old account, you can make a little bit more for your healthcare costs. All of this information is at arborfcu.org. Again, you can go there, you can read the information. You can also set up an appointment to meet with someone virtually or in person. We do things like credit review, really to give you a good step forward, and we're just gonna do what's right for you. A lot of times when people even take one bit of a chance with Arbor, they never leave because we're the one credit union they most value and trust.
Worth a phone call. You've just learned about the ways that Arbor Financial Credit Union can help you out. Just visit them online as well, arborfcu.org. You know, one item that can really change a room's look, the flooring.
That's right. Today's Standale Home Studio is going to tell you about a new type of wood floor that's grabbing the attention of a lot of their buyers. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Brent at Standale Home Studio. Today I'd like to show you a new product in the wood line. It's waterproof wood, first of its kind to come out. It's got a hydrophobic top to it to keep the water from getting into the wood. Lots of different styles. They come in pine, walnut, oak, maple. Some of them will have bandsaw marks. They can texture these real well. But it is a real wood with a real wood veneer. Scuff resist on the finish, just to keep a better wearability, and I think it's a floor that's going to be doing really well. Another good feature to this product is that we can put it in a wide range of temperatures, extremes and cold, so it's really good for cottages and things like that, like no other wood could be. If you'd like to learn more about these waterproof products and the wood products that we have, come see us at Standale Home Studio.